Hi guys, Drunk Dad Home Alone back again. It's been a little while since I've made a good video or just a video at all. But wanted to come at you today and talk about KHHI Nepal, the Khukuri house. Excuse me. Those that follow this channel know that I collect KHHI quite a bit and really like them. I know they're kind of sometimes can have a hit or miss type of feedback, or you might see some reviews online that are kind of, here and there. But I really like them. I've had a really good experience with them. And of course, the Donnie B All Day series through KHHI, they're all amazing. Especially the Rambo themed knives that the DBAD designed, KHHI created. If you know me, you also know that I love Rambo. You can see big part of that is my age. I'm almost 49. But I grew up watching Rambo. And also my father was in the Army in 1967. He was in the Vietnam War. And so I always grew up looking to my father as almost being like a real life Rambo. I always made that connection between my dad and the character. But in fact, a little picture here, show you how well that focuses. But anyway, that's David Tucci Sr., the first. And he was stationed in Korea for a while. And he was infantry in the Vietnam War during ’67. So he was frontline combat. But anyway, let's get on to the knives. I want to show you kind of some proof of how quality KHHI can be. As you know, with the Khukuri house, you can custom order any knife to be made any way that you want. You can combine knives, you can make your own designs and send them to them, and they'll make them. So I collected all the Rambo series, the DBAD Mission series 1 through 6, as well as the John J. Tribute knife, which I'll start by showing you the John J. Tribute knife. This is a nice kind of goat skin, hard knife scabbard. I use a lot of oil, so I apologize if they look sloppy, but that's your John J. Tribute. And of course, the idea behind this knife was DBAD wanted to include features from the First Blood knife and then features from the Last Blood knife, or knives. So you get the Skull Crusher here, you get the Jade G10 scales to honor the jade necklace that Rambo used to wear in the early couple of movies. Get the guard, similar to First Blood. Get the kind of faux saw teeth. For this knife, it's mainly for homage to the original. They don't really work as saw teeth. They work great to take pots off the fire. So anyway, you've got that knife. Then we also have the DBAD Mission 6. So this is the DBAD version, kind of DBAD's version of the Heartstopper or the Pull Force MK9. I really like this. I like the changes Donnie made in this design. It's got white wood, I think that's birch on the scales. Nice sharp skull crusher. Two-tone blade. Nice big usable finger choil. False edge on the swedge. But so you have that. Now, being two of my favorite DBAD knives, and then also being a big fan of the Pull Force knives, especially the Rambo themed knives like the MK8, the MK9, the MK11, which we've featured on this channel, and then the MK9 Legacy, which was Dietmar Pohl's version of kind of a tribute to John J. Rambo. I thought, why not combine these two knives and kind of create a KHHI, Donnie B all day, Drunk Dad Home Alone Rambo tribute knife. So I did it. I put in the email to KHHI, told them exactly what I wanted. I actually used the form that you fill out from the website in the custom creations portion of the menu on the website. And within no time at all, it probably took 3 to 4 weeks before they emailed me back with pictures of the completed knife, and then it shipped and I received it, you know, from the order to actually getting it on my doorstep was, I'd say, about a month. Not bad at all, but without wasting any more time. So we're looking at the Mission 6 and the John J. Tribute combined. And I've got this in a brown Western leather sheath that I specifically let them know I wanted, and I wanted the retention strap to be on the back side of the blade so that it doesn't get sliced. But check this out. And again, sorry for the oil, but as you can see, they did just a masterful job on this knife. They've got the Mission 6 handle. And they've got the John J. Tribute guard, which they enlarged just to make it appropriate for the changes. And then the John J. Tribute blade, same size, same edge, same finish. And I just think that looks sick. I couldn't be happier with this knife, if I'm being honest. It came out exactly how I hoped it would. There aren't any blemishes on this knife The maker's mark says J. I actually have many knives from the Khukuri house made by this man, and he does a phenomenal job. But I mean, this thing is super sharp. It's actually classified on the KHHI website as super sharp. But to me, that just looks, it's like a DBAD KHHI version of the Pole Force MK9 Legacy knife. Looks like something that should be in the Expendables. Or, if we're lucky, if we ever get a Rambo movie. I know the next Rambo movie is going to be a prequel, which is awesome. But if we ever do see Stallone as Rambo again, you know, maybe he's got a knife like this. I'm sure he'll have the Pole Force version, but truth be told, I like mine better. I'd bet my life on the durability of this knife over the durability of a Pole Force knife. All due respect to Dietmar Pole and to those that love him. So, see the differences. Of course, being custom made, hand forged, every time, every knife is different, even if you ordered two of the same knife. So I've kind of picked out little changes and differences I see in the handles just from maker to maker. You know, this one's maker's mark is a K, so it was a different man who forged this knife. So it kind of has their own little flavor on the handle as far as the grooves. Even the shape of the skull crushers are just a bit different. But, and then the same goes for the blade. This maker's mark is the number 2. So a third gentleman made that knife. So you can see the differences in the blades. See the guard difference, mainly in the size. But the saw teeth on the John Jay Tribute, they're a little more prominent. These ones are a little more low profile. Both beautiful knives. But I'm not going to drag this out much longer. Got to pick up the kids from school pretty soon here, so really don't have time to take it outside just yet. But I'm probably going to post this video the way it is, and we'll do a separate video showing this thing being used, because I do plan on using it. I do want to show, usually sheaths, the Western leather sheaths from KHHI, their typical way to make them. And yes, this curve is intentional because it was made for this knife. But their typical way to do the Western leather sheaths is like this, a thin belt loop, really wide opening, and then a retention strap here. And they always do this D-ring in case you want to use it as a dangler, add your own attachment. That's their typical way, without me telling them to do it. And I'm glad they did, because I love this sheath, and it's more in line with, you know, the First Blood sheath over here. Same style there. So without me explaining all that to them, you know, they knew what I was going for, and they did the sheath that way. And I love it. It's awesome. Smells good. But anyway, I'll come back soon and we'll take this outside. Otherwise, I'm going to let everyone get going. And thank you for watching. Thanks for your subscription to the channel, for liking. Feel free to comment anytime. Watch some other videos. We'll try to come back real soon and finish up this review. All right. Take care. Have a great week.